All right, so picture this, okay? Beautiful day, you're at the park, your dog laser focus on that tennis ball, the one covered in slobber. And they give you those puppy dog eyes, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait.
The ones that just make you melt. And then you throw the ball, they go nuts chasing after it, and boom, the whole thing starts all over again.
Classic.
Right, we've all been there. But what if I told you this game, this pure, simple fun, could actually be, well, kind of stressful for our furry friends?
See, that's what's so fascinating about this deep dive. We're really going to get into it with help from, get this, Danish dog experts.
Yeah.
And basically they're saying, even though our pups are living the good life with us, comfy beds, all the
The
treats.
royal treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But those primal instincts, those hunting instincts, still hardwired into their DNA.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So even though my dog thinks his dinner just like magically appears in his bowl every night deep down, he's still a hunter.
100%. In fact, these experts, they actually break down the canine hunting sequence into 9 distinct stages. It's like a playbook embedded in their brains.
9 stages. Okay, so walk me through this. How does this playbook, as you call it, actually show up in like a simple game of fetch?
Well, think about it. Your dog, they spot the ball, right? That's like scoping out their prey. Then comes the chase, the pounce, the triumphant return with their quote-unquote prize. The whole shebang.
Oh, wow. I never even thought about it like that. So even though they're not out there hunting rabbits, they're still tapping into those instincts.
Exactly. They're fulfilling that primal urge. But here's where things get really interesting, and it's something these experts really emphasize. In the wild, there's always a clear payoff for a hunter.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to waste precious energy chasing something endlessly if they never catch it.
Yeah, that makes sense. They would wear themselves out pretty quickly,
Yeah.
so they have that natural stop button when they're actually hunting. But with fetch, it's like we humans kind of messed with that, huh?
Big time. We become like the endless buffet of prey, just throwing and throwing that ball. And, bless their hearts, those dogs are programmed to chase after it.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we think we're like dog parent of the year for giving them such a good workout. But these experts, they mentioned a stat, I think it was about cortisol, which is the stress hormone, right? What was that again? Something about how long it takes them to, recover.
Yeah, this one really blew my mind. The research, it says it can take a dog 8 days to recover from the cortisol spike of just one 5-minute fetch session. 8 days.
8 days, seriously, for 5 minutes. So are we saying that if we're playing fetch all the time, I mean, some people are out there every day with their dog.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Are we basically stressing them out without even realizing it?
It's definitely a possibility, especially for those dogs, the ones who just live for fetch. They can't get enough. They might seem like they're having a blast, don't get me wrong, but inside,
Yeah.
all that stress could be doubling up.
And what happens when all that stress has nowhere to go? What happens then? Well, I mean, we see it, right? Like with those unnatural behaviors that some dogs develop. I'm talking the endless barking, the chewing on everything, maybe even like getting a little too snappy.
Yeah, for sure. All those things that, as dog owners, can be, oh my gosh, so frustrating to deal with, right? But what if those behaviors, as annoying as they might seem, are actually like their way of saying, hey, I need a break?
Oh, man. That is kind of heartbreaking when you really think about it. Like, we're over here thinking we're, parent of the year for playing fetch, wearing them out. And actually, we could be adding to their anxiety.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? And there's another layer to this whole thing. Remember dopamine? That feel-good hormone.
Of course. Everyone loves a good dopamine rush.
Right. So picture this. Every time those pups chase that ball, bring it back, their brains are getting flooded with dopamine.
Okay.
Feels good, right?
Yeah.
They chase, they get the ball, they get that rush. So naturally, they want to do it again and again and again.
So it's like they get hooked on the feeling, even if, and this is kind of ironic, it's not actually good for them.
Yeah, basically. We might be, without even realizing it, encouraging like an addiction. They seem happy, sure. But are they really? Maybe they're just stuck in this loop, this chemical reward system, you know what I mean?
So what's the solution then? Are we saying fetch is like the enemy? Should we all just ditch the tennis balls and go home?
I'm not here to cancel fetch or anything, don't worry. I think it's more about, like, being mindful.
Yeah.
Tuning into our dogs, really paying attention to what they're telling us, right? Like, are they getting overstimulated, stressed? Maybe then it's time to just switch gears,
So what are some things we can do instead? Like, what are some other ways to play that are still fun and stimulating, but maybe don't trigger that hunting instinct in such an intense way?
Oh, there are tons of things. Scent work is great, puzzle toys, even just a good long walk can do wonders. Anything that engages their brains a bit more. It's about finding what works for them, what keeps them balanced.
So, not eliminating fun, just like you said, being a little more mindful about what fun actually means for our furry friends.
Exactly. It's about remembering that they're not just like furry little humans. They've got their own thing going on.
It's a good reminder for all of us dog lovers out there, maybe to take a step back, see things from their perspective a bit more.
Absolutely.
Yep,
Finding that balance, that's the key.
couldn't agree more. Well, everyone, there you have it. Our deep dive into the surprising world of fetch, and maybe a little reminder that sometimes the best games are the ones that put our pups' well-being front and center. Thanks for listening, everyone.